Mr. Minister, US President Trump has announced that he will decide within the next 2 weeks if he will join the war or will attack Iran. Did this decision or this announcement surprise you?
No, America will take its own decisions. President Trump will take its decisions. I'm sure he will do the best for America. President Trump and the U.S. already helped Israel significantly in defense. We are thankful for that, and whatever they'll decide, they'll decide according to American interest. We are in the midst of a campaign taking place already for a week. I think it is successful. I think we achieved a lot, and we will do our utmost, whatever we can do, in order to remove this threat, this double existential threat, the nuclear threat and the missile threat, ballistic missile threat, because this is our way to make sure that our existence here will be for generations, because it was clearly under threat according to Iranians' declarations and deeds.
But how important would it be for Israel, for the military, that the U.S. would join this campaign? We're talking about Fordo and about attacks against Fordo.
I will not speculate on that. It's an American decision, will be taken by the President of the United States according to American interests, and that's their interests, that's their decisions.
Donald Trump sees a possibility for diplomacy, a chance for diplomacy. Do you see this as well?
Well, frankly, I don't believe so much in diplomacy with Iran. All diplomatic efforts until now was not successful. I mean, the gap was huge between the American perception on a possible deal and what the Iranian regime was ready to offer. They usually use these talks in order to deceive, in order to waste time and have another progress, and I don't believe they change their nature.
So how do you explain that Trump is hopeful again? That's what he said yesterday, and also the Europeans are kind of hopeful.
I'm not sure that your interpretation is right, but I'm not. That's not my role. It's okay for him to act in a way he decides to act, and for other countries, we need to do what we need to do in order to make sure that our country will be safe and not under threat of elimination. No other country in the world would accept that country that openly declare that they want to eliminate us will have the means to do that. This will not happen.
There's a meeting in Geneva today with the Iranian foreign minister and German foreign minister and others. Did the German minister or others try to convince you to join this meeting?
No, they hadn't. I might speak with my friend Johan later on this day. I spoke already with the French foreign minister, just share views, but as I told you, I'm skeptical about Iran's willingness to really meet the concerns and the expectations of the international community to give up the nuclear program, which endanger the world and put Israel under an existential threat.
Would you sit on one table with the Iranian foreign minister?
Well, I want to tell you something. We don't have anything against the Iranian people. We had great relations with Iran until 1979. They changed their mind during after the Islamic Revolution and came with this conception of eliminating us. And ever since they are acting against Israel with terrorism, with their proxy terror states like Hezbollah or Hamas or the Houthis, with direct attacks like they did previous year, with hundreds of missiles and drones, and of course with trying to achieve a nuclear weapon. So,
would you sit on the same table?
I'm not naive. If circumstances will change in Iran, probably we'll know to recognize it.
So you won't.
It's not an issue of. It's not a game. The one that never recognized Israel right to exist is Iran. The last time he had to perform with me on the same program on CNN, he canceled in the last minute.
So, what must the Iranian regime do for a negotiated solution for peace? Is there anything they could do?
Well, we are not dealing with negotiations with Iran. Others are negotiating. President Trump defined it in 2 words: unconditional surrender.
That's what he said some days ago, but now he said he has hopes for diplomatic solution.
But I believe that the contents are the same. The question is whether they agree finally to give up on enrichment in Iran, for example. Until now, even now, as far as I understand, they hadn't changed their mind. So it's not, the word diplomacy is not, a magic word to whitewash positions of countries. I hadn't seen, until now, any concrete offer from the Iranians demonstrated they changed their mind. Not only that, now they're already not cooperating with the IAEA. So inspection is not working right now. They are refusing to speak with Grossi. They say, well, we have a plan, maybe we will open a new enrichment facility. So they are not getting in line with the expectations of the international community, as was demonstrated in the IAEA decision that they are in a state of non-compliance with regard to the nuclear program.
But Europe and US right now are pushing for this diplomatic solution. If the US would say, here we have to negotiate, we will not join the campaign, we will not bomb Iran, if Trump decides that, how would Israel proceed? How would your army proceed?
Usually I don't speculate or answering theoretical scenarios, but I will answer. We will respect any American decision. It's America to decide how they can implement their national security interests. And we are doing the same thing as a sovereign country.
Do you have, or does your army have the capabilities to destroy the facilities?
Well, I can tell you that what we did until now was already very significant. I believe according to the assessment we hear, we already delayed for at least 2 or 3 years the possibility for them to have nuclear bomb. The fact that we took out those people who led and pushed the weaponization of the nuclear program is extremely important from the point of view of the results. And we did some other very significant actions in our operation now. So we already achieved a lot. But we will do whatever we can do. We will not stop until we will do everything that we can do there in order to remove this threat.
The discussion is about special bombs, special airplanes you need from the US to bomb Fordo. Could you go on without the US to destroy Fordo?
I will not get into operational analysis. I will not go into analyzing objectives or targets we have in Iran. The most important thing is to understand we will do whatever and everything we can do in terms of removing the threat, the nuclear threat, and the missiles program threat.
There were heavy attacks from the Iranian side yesterday, especially today again in the morning. And there is a discussion of you running out of anti-missile system, that you have problems to go on against ballistic missiles from Iran. Do you need more from abroad?
I think first of all, as I said, it's not something that you usually discuss on TV, but I think that the fact that we continue our operation speaks for itself.
How long can you continue this operation?
Well, you'll see.
Is there a limit?
You'll see.
Is there a limit?
The limit is achieving our objectives. We will take actions until we will fully complete the job, complete the mission we defined it.
It's not really clear from abroad what the goal is, what the mission really is. Your defense minister said yesterday was threatening to kill Khamenei and was also talking about regime change. And your president said it's not the goal having a regime change.
Well, I said it time and again, and I'll say it again. The Security Cabinet hadn't defined regime change as an objective in this war. At least until now, it hadn't. We didn't do that. We surely put the nuclear program, the ballistic missiles program, the elimination program as an official and declared objectives of this war.
What about Khamenei? Is he a target? Is it?
I don't. I said it before on other two questions, and I'll say it for the third time. We never discussed time ahead what we will do.
That's not true. Your defense minister was talking openly about it and threatening to kill him. So you're discussing it.
Then you should interview the defense minister and ask him. I never do that.
Talking about Germany, the German Chancellor has taken a clear stance, saying that you are doing the dirty work for the West. What kind of support do you need from Germany and Europe to do this so-called dirty work?
First of all, I appreciate the things that were said by the German Chancellor, Friedrich Merz. I think he demonstrated leadership with a true analysis of the situation, of the dangerous that there is for the world, for the international community from Iran, and also acknowledging the historic important role of Israel in that context. Of course, we need, first of all, political support, which basically Germany is among our friends in the international community and in Europe specifically. I was just lately visiting Germany. It was a very successful visit. And of course, we expect, and this is the German position also until now, that they will deliver us the ammunition, the weapons we need in order to protect ourselves. And Germany is doing that until today.
At the same time, there's heavy criticism in Germany as well, in the US, everywhere, that what you're doing in Iran is against international law, and people criticizing that many civilians are dying at the same time.
First of all, it's not against international law. Defending yourself from someone who is threatening to eliminate you and acting to do that, it's not a violation of international law. And secondly, we do our utmost to minimize the casualties among civilian population when we act when we have a target in a certain neighborhood, we say time ahead so population can evacuate itself and be protected. On the other hand, Iran is specifically and deliberately target civilian population, as we see every day, and all our casualties until now are civilians, without an exception. And yesterday we saw it in Soroka Hospital in Beersheba, which is amazing that they target a civilian hospital, but this is what they do.
Very last question. How big is the threat for Jews in Germany, in Europe, due to what's happening? Iran has proxies, has people in Europe who might attack.
I didn't get the question, sorry.
How big is the threat for Jews living in Europe, in Germany, during these days because of what's happening? Because we heard some warnings.
We know that Iran is, for a long time, and probably more today, is looking for attacking Jews and Israelis in Europe. So we do what we can do in terms of protecting our embassies, our people there. But I also want to emphasize that European countries has a very important role to protect the Jews, to protect Israelis there, and we expect them to do their utmost in order to do so.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Minister.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.